Hi everyone, this week I want to share with all of you the difference between rental yield and COCY. Now, in one of my previous video, I actually talked about the formula of rental yield, and most of the investors out there, they usually use a general formula to look at the measurement of rental returns of their property, the performance of their property, alright? And the formula of rental yield actually looks into the monthly rental times with 12 months divided by net purchase price. Now, here's the thought. If you look into that formula generally, and that gives you an idea of how the property is performing. However, it only makes sense if you are looking only at the monthly rental. For example, if I'm a cash buyer, these are some of the factors that I'm looking into: the total money that I fork out and the monthly rental, the rental every month that I'm getting times with 12 months. And I actually compare using the few factors. For most of us, we are actually buying a property using loan. So we may have to factor into other costs like your mortgage and also the total capital that you are forking out, because every month you're getting a monthly rental, but you're also paying for installment. So today I'm going to be introducing another formula that is more detailed, that we look into other factors to calculate the rental returns of a property, alright? And that's called the COCY. Now, what does COCY stands for? COCY stands for cash on cash yield. Now, the general formula, the formula for COCY is actually looking into net profit divided by the total cost that you're forking out, net profit per year, right? So net profit per year here, we are looking into the monthly rental minus with your monthly installment divided by the total capital that you are forking out. So capital here includes the down payment, the legal fees, disbursement fee, MOT, etc., etc. And looking at the formula itself, you can actually see that this type of calculation is more conservative or more detailed, because we really look into the total profit and the total cost that you're coming out with. Alright, so as usual, I'm going to demonstrate an example of calculation. So once again, the cash on cash yield formula is net profit per month times with 12 months divided by the total capital outlay of that property. Now, for example, I'm going to use a property that is worth 300k for the ease of calculation, 300k property value. And this 300k, I'm going to look into the total capital that I fork out. For example, the down payment is 30k, and then plus with all the legal fees and disbursement fee and MOT and etc. Let's say assuming total up of 50k. So my capital outlay for this property is 50,000, right? And using the formula, because I borrow a 90% loan based on 4.5% interest rate across 35 years, gives me a monthly installment of 1,002 per month, for example. And I managed to rent out this property for a monthly rental income of 2,000. So my net profit here would be 2,000 monthly rental minus with 1,200 monthly installment, and that gives me a cash flow of 800 per month. So 800 per month times with 12 months, that gives me the net profit per year, right? And if I do the math, 800 times with 12 divided by 50,000 capital outlay, and I'll get the cash on cash yield of 19%. Alright, so this is how you calculate generally cash on cash yield, looking into more detailed factor in terms of the total cost that you're coming out with, and also your monthly installment and your monthly income, the differential between that both factor, and that gives you a more accurate measurement. Alright, now also not to forget that if you're comparing between the investors, the peers, between you and your peers, you guys are investing on the same property. Now, you may want to compare also not just looking on to the COCY rate percentage, because not to forget, everyone has a different formula and different figure. Now, your monthly installment today, 1,200, is based on a 90% loan, 4.5% interest rate, and across 35 years tenure, right? Your friend or your peers may be using a different measurement. For example, 70% loan, 20 years of loan tenure. So that gives you a different measurement. So that is something that you have to factor into also if you're doing comparison like that. Now, as for most of us Malaysian, when we borrow loan for property, the first house is 90%, the second house is 90% too, and the third house onwards, your loan margin for residential property is up to 70%. So when you do a comparison between you and your peers in terms of your rental returns using the COCY formula, do factor into the account that your loan margin and their loan margin, your profile and their profile. So it may not be the best way to do comparison like that. Okay, so there you go. That's a very simple sharing for this week. We look into rental yield and COCY. So the next time you want to buy a property, you may want to look into this formula, COCY. Rental yield gives you a very general measurement of looking into how the property is performing, considering if you are comparing it with same property value and same location, and that gives you a general idea. But COCY looks into a more detailed calculation in terms of the total cost that you are forking out and the total net profit per year. Alright, so I hope that helps. The next time you buy a property, you can look into our rental returns, rental yield, and also COCY. And till then, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.